Oh, well, hello there. You're a new face. Are you new hire for la taverna? Well, in that case, es un placer en conocerte. I'm a regular here, so we'll be seeing a lot of each other. In fact, I think I'd like you to serve me today. Why so nervous? Is it just because this is your first time? Don't be shy. I don't bite. Not unless I really like you. My, so skittish. And you're staring at me so intently. Haven't you ever seen a Jaguar Beastlin before? Or are you one of those humans who feels uncomfortable around Beastlins in general? Because if you are, you'll have to get over that bien rapido. News at my house more non-Beastlins than most cities in the old wilds, but it's still deep in Beastlin territory. You'll be choosing an awfully strange place para vivir. I'm only teasing. Relajate. This is a friendly place. You don't need to worry so much. What's got you so jittery? Oh, well, that explains it. I guess you weren't expecting to be hired and put to work the very same day you asked for the job, huh? Que cosita. You must feel so flustered. I'm not surprised the owner acted quickly, though. Tú eres bien adorable. It would have been a shame if some other place had snatched you up first. You're exactly the sort of person that I like to hire here. Well, all that being the case, you're pretty lucky that I'm your first customer. I'm pretty laid back, so I don't mind at all if you're still learning the ropes. Al contrario, it might be kind of fun to watch you fumble around. In serio, I just like to joke around. Come here, I'll show you my favorite place to sit. Right here. It's surprisingly secluded. I usually stop by around this time, so I appreciate it if you so very much will do your best to keep it free for me. Not that it should be so hard. I'm usually here before the evening rush anyway. Now, let's see. I'll have Vino rojo. You can pick whatever kind you like. Just bring the bottle. Don't take too long deciding. It doesn't matter too much to me. Oh, estas. I told you didn't have to spend a lot of time deciding, didn't I? Nah, it's fine. Let's see. What do you pick? Oh, nice choice. Well, uno para ti y uno para mí, silly thing. How else are you supposed to enjoy this wine with me? Don't think you should. That's a funny thing to say. It's sort of the whole point, isn't it? Did they not even tell you that? Ay, Dios mío. You really got thrown into the deep end, didn't you? This is a place where beastlings come to enjoy a drink with exotic people. Didn't you wonder why all the servers are non-beastlings? Well, it looks like I'm going to have to be the one to train you, instead of whoever was supposed to do it. Studying, I suppose. Well, it's basically like I just said. Your job is to be pleasant company. It's not common for beastlings to travel outside our homeland. nor do non-beastlings often make their home here. Places like this are a way for us to become a bit more familiar with the outside world. You just need to provide me with stories about your life and your own unique perspectives. Sometimes the servers are also involved in otros servicios, usually after hours, but that's more of a secondary thing. It's not required of you. I know it seems strange to a human, but it makes perfect sense to us beastlings. This tavern is almost like a library. Beastlings know how to read, but on La Cultura we prefer the spoken word over writing. You're like a book, full of new ideas for me to explore. Does that make any sense? Ah, don't fuss about that. It's not necessary for you to be well educated. In some ways, it's better that you're not, at least for the sake of your job here. I'm not nearly so interested in listening to what other people told you, as I am about your personal experiences. Tu vida. Let's start with a nice easy question. How did you end up in the old wilds? Humans don't often come out this way, although it might not seem that way because of how many are in this room. You're still nervous. Just wondering isn't a very interesting answer, and I'm sure it's not the full truth. You don't have to be very charming or charismatic to work here, but you certainly do need to try to engage with me. It's okay, you'll get better at it. It's not surprising that you'd be a little withdrawn, given how sudden this all has been for you. Why don't I make things a little easier? Let me tell you about myself first. Maybe if you get to know me a little, you won't feel so stiff. Well, my name is Gamma. As you probably already noticed, I'm a Jaguar Beastlin. I make a living as the owner of a restaurant nearby. I wouldn't really consider a tavern to be la competencia. It feels a very different niche, so I don't mind supporting this place at all. Besides, we're more of a breakfast and brunch place. That's why I finished work early enough to be right here, right now. Now, let's try you. ¿Cómo te llamas? Well, it's lovely to meet you. And why are you in the old wilds? It just so happened that I love long stories. Please go ahead. Tell me your story. That's an unusual beginning. That's a rare circumstance for humans, isn't it? Ya veo. What happened then? You're joking. So cruel. Well, no wonder you're so timid then, pobrecito. But how did that lead you to ending up here? Oh, my. You've been through a lot, haven't you? Sounds to me like it can be really tough to be a human. Oh, and after all this, you never grab a glass for yourself? Go get one, will you? You seem like you really need it. That's it. let me pour you some. ¿Qué piensas? Yes, you shows very well. Don't be shy now. I'm here more for you than I am for the wine. Goodness, you've had to really push yourself recently. You poor thing. I can't even imagine what that would be like. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, but I'm grateful you ended up here, where you could share your story with me. Is that a blush? Isn't that precious? I've always thought humans were cute, but you're twice as cute as any other that I've seen. ¿No lo crees? You're also much smaller than Beastlins. And with the blunt teeth, clawless fingers, and hairless skin, you just look so squishy and harmless. I know that humans can be fierce when they want to be. But, well, I like it better when humans behave like you. Sweet, respectful, and shy. It suits you very well. I'm happy that you still act that way after all your hardships. Some people react to that sort of thing by becoming emotionally numb, or at least losing their kind, innocent side. I think that you handle it very well, at least from what I can see. I'm curious to hear more now. Where are you staying in the city? Oh, well, that won't do. A sweet thing like you shouldn't have to live in a place like that. I couldn't stand the thought of you being surrounded by filth and grime. You know, you could come live with me if you wanted. I'm very wealthy thanks to my restaurant. I have a nice, big house that will be more than spacious enough. I suppose that's the right answer to a stranger in a strange city inviting you to their home. But I'll confess that I'm disappointed. Well, at least let me give you some money so you can find a nice place to stay. No, I insist. I'll actually be quite upset with you if you refuse. I won't allow you to live in those conditions. Well, if you want to thank me, just be sure that my table is free this time of the day. And make sure you're free as well. I get the feeling you're going to become my new favorite. Oh, so flustered. I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Tell you what, let's just sit and drink together for a while. We don't have to say anything for a while. Would that make you a bit more comfortable? Maybe give you a chance to organize your thoughts? Que bueno. I'm looking forward to visiting you a lot. Oh, and do consider mi primera oferta, won't you? It really will be so fun to have our humans scampering around the house.